Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is, well, these little tags. I have been obsessed making them. I think they're so cute. And I made them out of these little cards. From the other day, I did a video on my little haul and kind of like a flip-flop folder, which I'll try and remember to tag, but you guys know what I'm like. And they came in these little packets of game cards, and I have been turning them into these adorable little tags. I'm officially obsessed. There's something about working with little mini cards that makes me just so happy. Let me show you some of these. So just little snippets, little scraps of whatever it is you might have kicking around, laminated flowers. Great way to use up little bits and pieces of paper that are still on your desk. I mean, just so much fun. I went sideways on that one. I went out on the sides, just kind of having a good time playing with these. Some washi tape, just little sketches, stamps, seal wax, which I'm still learning to use. I only just got a stamp the other day, so that is why they don't look so great, but I'm learning. And just little scraps of fabric you might have, little washi tape embellishments. Just so much fun. So I would like to show you my process for these. Oh, Millie is outside with my husband. We're both off work today. And I put her outside hoping he won't let her back in while I'm filming. Because I don't always like doing voiceovers. I like doing, talking while I'm filming, and she makes it very difficult. So scraps, whatever you have. As you can see, my desk is a disaster, like always. Here are some of those pre-stamped labels that I've shown you guys in the past. And these are fabulous because they're almost the same size, actually. And I literally just wrap this around. Now, you don't have to use label, obviously. You use cut up scraps. A lot of those pieces I had were kind of book scraps. So I'm just going to show you that one, and then maybe if I can find a book scrap kicking around, we'll do one in that. Here's the book. My desk is ridiculous. But you know when you get in those creative mojos and you just don't want to stop? That's where it's been for me lately. And I'm really, really enjoying making these tiny little... I know this is nothing new. You guys have probably seen this a million times, but it's new for me and it is just so much fun. And again, trying to use up as many scraps as I possibly can. I'm just going to roll this one more time and just snip off that extra. Is anything straight? Nope. But that's okay, because that's how I roll. It's all getting covered anyways. So the reason I like using cards, game cards, is they're the perfect consistency of weight of paper for me. You're thinking, why bother buying cards if you're just going to cover them? But it's the type of board that's underneath, like the type of paper, the thickness, that is perfect for what I like to journal with. I like to journal. I don't love flimsy paper. Now, things like tissue paper and stuff has its place, and it makes some really beautiful results, but it's not very strong. And game cards, I find, are the perfect weight of paper to play with. So whenever I see them in the secondhand shop, I go a little crazy. So we'll do 3. So I like to just build up decorations. I find little images like this. Now this is, I believe I got this off Etsy. I think it's a Luise Heinzl image. I bought a few of her digitals. They're just stunning. So I usually don't buy digitals. I mean, I have my own Etsy store. I usually don't buy. But sometimes it's nice to treat yourself, you know. Yeah, you don't always want to work with just junk mail. Sometimes it's nice to treat yourself to someone else's artwork to play in your journal, and her digitals are stunning. So I will try and remember to link her store. I'm not very good at the tech yet, but I will try and remember to link her store below, her Etsy shop. Have a look at some of the beautiful digitals she has. I did buy another set somewhere. I know I bought the insects from her, and then I bought another set, and I can't figure out where I've gone and put it. It's probably buried under this desk. People are like, when are you going to do a studio tour? I'm like, oh my gosh. It will probably never happen because my studio is a disaster. I don't want people to realize that how real bad I am at cleaning my studio. My house is clean, but my studio is rarely organized or clean, just simply because I'm too busy creating in it. Who wants to clean when they can glue, right? Is that okay? Is that normal? Do you feel me? Oh, geez. All right. So something simple, that simple. The back is covered as well because we wrapped it, and you can rough it up. You can sand it. I had sandpaper here a minute ago and I've lost it. But yeah, you can sand it and make it look really distressed. Keep it as simple as this. And then I just have a piece of lace. Whatever scraps I have kicking around, I will use for my tie here. And then I just use my massive stapler and just staple that in. I also like the look of a staple. And I just staple it, and it's good to go. So there's one, and of course you can ink up the, kind of dirty up the lace a little bit. This is vintage photo, by the way, that I'm using, in case I hadn't mentioned it yet. Okay, so there's one. Let's do another one. Maybe we use some scraps kicking around. So I just tore that off the bird. Let's add some of that. And then really you just pick up all these little pieces you have kicking around on your desk. So what else have I got? I've got this little piece here. It's a bit thick. See if I can thin that out a little. Throw that on there. What I love about cluster making is you can give somebody the exact same material, like exact same material, and then we'll all come up with something completely different. It's intuitive, you know, it's just whatever comes in your brain, and your brain will kind of determine whether or not it likes it. It's fun. You know, there's just no right or wrong to it. Just fun stuff. Let's use one of these guys. I think these ones are the Tracey Fox. I am terrible for remembering things like that. But I bought her digitals a long time ago. I bought these word digitals. I really love these little tags, and I cut them all out. And they're fabulous. Yeah, here's a sheet here. So it is Tracey Fox Creative. So see how there are all these little labels, and they're just so handy for clusters like this. Now I had glued them down to paper because I wanted them a little bit thicker, but I only have this glue left. I don't have my heavy duty glue left. So I'm just using this to assemble things right now. So I have to make sure the paper is thin enough in order to hold all this stuff. So maybe, what else? Let's move him out of the way before I lose him. Oh, maybe we'll do a washi tape on here. I have this washi tape too. It's a piece. Just another piece of texture coming up. The only problem with washi tape is the patience you need to peel it. So don't often use it in my videos because it takes me forever to peel it. And I've tried using a pokey tool It just doesn't like me. See? Oh, got it. Nailed it. I think this might be a bit too big. Let's just use little bits. And I just love to rip these things up. Make it look very scrappy. And you can go as elaborate as you want on these. There really is no wrong or right. You just keep going until you're happy with it. And then I got this handy dandy tool a while ago. It creates a really nice little opening. So I just want to remind myself to put that in there. Then maybe we'll take something else and fold it to the side. Do we have any scraps? The label. Let's see what else I got kicking around here. Yeah, I have a bit. Maybe something like this. Something like this. Fold it. Okay, let's glue these together. Now these are pretty thick. Oh, this glue's empty. Let's see what else I got. Am I out of glue? Oh boy, I usually have glue sticks kicking around, but I don't see any. I've got this wet glue. We'll try this. This is just very wet. It take a little while to dry. I know I have glue sticks, but I don't want to stop the video because I'm trying to get it done while the dog's quiet. She's like having a toddler again. I'm not a toddler in 20 years. Do something like that. And just have it poke out the side a little bit. Okay, let's staple that. So like that. And then, of course, you can embellish it further. You can put, say, a little grommet in here. If I can find them. Oh, they're right here, believe it or not. Let's see what color we like. White? No. Oh, yeah, scraps in there too. Like scraps everywhere. Gotta get myself under control. Let's use the dark one, grungy one. This one. There we go. And then we will remember how to use this. I think it goes this way. And then you can hang something off here. What have I got to hang off? The only thing I have left right now is my little tape measures, which I think are really cute. They're just old tape measures I made. I cut up, I didn't make the tape measure. Cut it up because it had stretched. After so long, tape measures do stretch and they're not accurate anymore. And this one was a little vintage one. So I think that's really cute. Put that out the way. What have we got? I've got a little bit of this. Elastic, and we'll tie that up. Let me ink it a little more. It's got all kinds of texture. It's got the sewing, it's got the metal, it's got all the paper, the ink, and of course the embellishment. How much fun is that? And you used a tiny, tiny bit of scraps. Awesome. I'm just going to tie a knot with this elastic. It will cooperate. There we go. Another little one done. Something very different. For me anyways. Maybe you've done this 100 times. I don't know. But love that. And then we'll do one more. Let's do one more because, like I said, I can't get enough. What else do we want to use? What other scraps do I have? What other material can we use you haven't seen yet? Not really all that much. I think you've seen it all. Oh, here's a pressed flower here. This is kind of cute. Maybe we'll do one of these. Just something that simple. I think I want to tone this color down a little. Don't love that color. just use some more scraps if I can get my glue to cooperate without being a horrible mess. I bought this to try it, and it's, I don't love it. It's very wet, so it's not my favorite glue to use. Ginormous scissors. Uh-oh, somebody might be coming in. Yep. So, just going to glue this down. And then next I wanted to show you how I made these really cute little pockets for these, which are really, I love them. Anything mini works really well for me right now. I'm just obsessed with these cute little minis. That's not too distracting. That works. Hi, Mildred. Let's put this, I'm gonna just tack it on like this. I like that. And then just tie it together. Use a little bit more of this. Look at the cute little vintage card. I wrap all my lace around them. Whatever scraps I have. What's this piece right here? Let's use this. Feed that through. I think we'll just tie this. So I can leave the card really big. I can leave the lamination nice and big like this, so it's oversized. Or I can trim it down a little. I'm going to trim it down a little. Hi, Millie. Don't bang the table. My toddler's back. Need a little Millie intermission. She needs a walk. Maybe just round the corners a little on this plastic. There we go. And Bob's your uncle. That's done too. Love it. Love it. Darken this up a little. Again, the back is covered. You can journal on it. And then next is these really cute little, let's see if I can find them in my desk. Really cute little pockets. So I made, I'll show you how to do these next. So really cute little slide pockets here. Okay, so now that we've collected a bunch of these, I really, really am obsessed with making these right now. As you can see by my desk, yeah, I haven't tidied. I know you're thinking, girl, clean up your mess. But when the creative mood hits, you just go with it. I thought I'd make these little pockets to hold them because they're so dang cute. I mean, that's so, and they're mini. I'm obsessed with mini right now. I don't know what it is. I have got to play with little miniatures. So let's make some little pockets here to accommodate our adorable little mini tags we made with little game cards. Because how could you not have these ready to go in a journal? And oh my gosh, I think they're so darn adorable. Okay, I'm going on. So before, I had showed you guys what I do with scraps in another video at the end of the day. It's a routine I'm trying to get into. As you can see by this pile of disaster, it's not always a possibility because, you know, you get called away or, you know, life just gets in the way. So before I had sewn all these pieces and scraps left over from journal making, instead of just throwing them in a basket so that I have something to work with when I'm ready to do something. Here is just cheapy index cards that I generally buy at the thrift shop. And I thought we could glue these, fold them, and that's how I made those little holders. So again, trying to use up those scraps in different stages. I try to store them in different stages. Sometimes you're just not in the mood to create a full journal. And this I find is a really good alternative. Creating these little scraps clusters, I guess you would call them, and then having them ready to rock and roll on a day like today where I don't feel like doing much except playing with these little mini cards. So I'm just going to take this piece and fold it over to the size I like. depending on, you know, your cluster here, what design you want to show. I'm just going to cut this unglued piece off the bottom. And now I have this little lip here that's ready to go. So now I can just take a whatever size little tag I've made and kind of gauge it. I want to give yourself a little extra space because this card will be thicker with all the goodies you're going to glue on it. And hopefully I can get 2 or 3 out of this. Looks like I might get 2 out of this one, maybe 3. I might get lucky with that one. We'll see. Leave that one to the end. So now I'm going to punch my little hole here, and that's the size of that one. I'm hoping Mildred does not bark. She's underneath my feet, and my husband and I are both off work today. So he's outside in the garden cleaning up the yard. And right now she's nice and quiet. And I never know when she's going to go off on her little alarm. I'm just going to round the edges. Now I do have a corner punch, but I don't know where it is in this disaster. And I just want to have some fun getting this going. So I'm just going to round the corners myself. You guys know I'm not a fussy person when it comes to things like that. I'm nowhere near a perfectionist, as you can see by the state of my desk right now. So now you can leave it like this, or you can embellish this a little bit, and I think we will, just for fun. So I'm going to just kind of pull out some stuff that I have kicking around, little bits and pieces that are still left on my desk. And again, the goal here is just to try and use up some scraps. These little mini pieces here that I've cut out or ripped off, and just try to use them up as best I can, because I'm a scrap junkie. And they, you know, I mean, honestly, it just gets out of control. You know, you're creating away, and then you look down and you're buried in scraps again. Like, wait, I just used up all my scraps. How did this happen? Let's use this one. Oops. I'm wearing my sweater that I knitted, and it's so cozy. I love it. It's so warm, but it sticks to everything. And my sleeves, I put my sleeve down, and now I pick up 5 pieces of paper stuck to my sleeve. So I have to keep moving it out of the way. I've been on a knitting tangent. I'd like to do it in the evening, you know, it just makes me relax, kind of cools the day off. And sometimes I just need that. All right, more scraps here. What's this one? I'm just using up these little bits and bobs, and then just mass producing this stuff. And that way you don't have the pressure of creating a journal every time you sit down. You can just enjoy the little bits and pieces you have kicking around. I get a lot of questions about what I do with my journals. You know, what do you build these inserts for? What do you do with all this stuff? And for me, to answer that is, I'm a tangible person. So I love to touch and feel paper. It's hard to explain unless you're like that, but there's just something about playing with paper, tearing it, ripping it, feeling it in my fingers that makes me happy. That some of the journals I have, I don't even use. I just kind of collect them so that I can pick them up and touch them. It's like shopping online. My friends can shop online. I can't do it. I'm too tangible. I have to touch and feel. I can't buy a sweater online and have no idea what it feels like. It blows my mind. I mean, I wish I could shop online. It would certainly save me a lot of time. But I am that person. I am tangible, and I love to touch and feel things. And that's what I love about journaling and paper and all kinds of crafting. I love gardening because I love the feel of the dirt in my hand. I can't get enough of it. And that is what I love about journaling. So sometimes my journals, I sell them on my Etsy. Sometimes I give them away. The ones I love the most, I keep near and dear to me, that I just pick them up and look at them every now and then. This is vintage photo, by the way, the ink. And that's just what I do. I hope that answers the question. Because a lot of the stuff, you fill it so much, there really isn't any journaling space. But that's the kind of journal where you're more apt to just look through it and appreciate it than you are to actually use it functionally, if that makes sense at all. I hope that made sense. Okay, my trusty super duper cheap tape, my favorite new tape. I've showed this in the last video. It's just a cheapy dollar store kind of medical tape, but what I love about it is you can finish something and then assemble it, because this tape just adds texture. It kind of subdues the colors a little bit, but it's still transparent enough that it shows through everything you just did. And it's super duper cheap and easy to use, and I love it. So it's perfect for these kind of projects. Because sometimes you buy materials and they're so expensive, you worry about using them because you don't want to run out or you don't want to have to buy more. Well, these cheapy dollar store tapes are the solution for that. You know, buy yourself a nice treat of fancy tape and then get yourself some super cheap tape where you don't worry about it. And Bob's your uncle, look, so cute. You can glue it down. You can add it to another pocket. I just love it. I think they're so adorable and so fast. And you just sit here and work away and assemble away. Make a big mess on your desk. Make sure you do. I will say to my students, if you're not making a mess, you're not having any fun. So get that paint on your fingers and get that glue and your fingers sticking together. Make sure that your desk is a mess at the end of the day. And I would suggest cleaning it up. That's something I need to work on for sure. But sometimes you're just too creative and you just don't have the time. So I'm just going to pull a few of these out here. They're so cute. I love these. I just love them all tied up like that. They're so adorable. And like you're just using every little bit of scrap you have. And I think that's so lovely. Let's see, this one is wider because I added a little side to it. But look at that pressed flower in there that I laminated. Just adorable. I mean, honestly, how much fun is mini? I'm just obsessed with minis right now. It's my way of letting out my frustrations of the day by creating these fun little, beautiful, adorable clusters. That it's nothing new. I know you've probably seen it a million times, but this is my take on it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like and subscribe. And if you do, I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.